The following is a presentation of The Day.
A beautiful Friday night on the campus of Grasso Tech in Groton, Connecticut, and our first chance to see the beautiful new complex, the lights, and the turf field, the home of the Thames River Crusaders, who at 4-0 play host to the Prince Tech Falcons from Hartford, and it's all live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. All that is good begins with a smile. When you visit our office, your smile is our top priority. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com for more information. Casey O'Neill along with Pasta, Coach Pasta Sanabria. As Coach, we're here looking forward to a beautiful night on the turf, the debut of this amazing complex that both of us who grew up just over the bridge, you wouldn't recognize it.
Oh, it's a beautiful field. I'm really amazed. The sun is settled in, the beautiful colors in the background. The autumn winds is here, and it's great to see this team here showing a little shine, 4-0.
Thames River, the Crusaders, a amalgamation of Grasso Tech, Norwich Tech, and St. Bernard's High School. The football team is 4-0, and you're going to get a chance to see a couple of dynamic players. You're going to see Seth Cunningham and Ryan Outlaw, along with Justin Outlaw, a bunch of guys tonight getting their shine on, as you mentioned. Kick by the Crusaders, comes down. Prince Tech takes it at the 10-yard line, cuts up past the 20, and ridden down after a nice return to the 27-yard line, where Prince Tech, the Falcons, will set up shop. Return was from Jaheim Franklin, the freshman running back, who we will talk about tonight as well. So, great start for Thames River. The coach, Craig Sylvester, is in his second year there, and this team turned a lot of heads last year. Of course, transfers coming in. The Outlaws have added to the mix, and they're undefeated and expecting big things.
I heard a lot about their offense. It's so powerful. It scored a lot of points this year, but also to see that the defense has held out some of these teams. I'm really excited to see how they start off in defense.
Well, on defense, they've given up on the year 6 points. In their very first game, they have outscored their opponents 195-6. So that defense gave up a touchdown in week one and nothing since.
Set up to a 3-4 defense. It looks like they're working on rotation coverage here. It's going to be exciting to see how they get off the ball.
Three receivers out to the left, out of the pistol. High snap, pressure. Keeping it is Xavier Rodriguez, and he will turn nothing into something.
That was immediate pressure by Thames River here. They just came off the ball real quick. It's going to be something that we got to see how the offense works.
So second and a long 7, and we're going to try to make sure we have our information correct, as our roster did not reflect what we just learned. So we'll see. The quarterback is number 17, and we'll go from there. So high snap again, rolling to his left, pressured, hit and incomplete. Heavy pressure coming from the Crusaders. Josiah Hinojos got there first.
Well, that big man just came in there, put his hands up. One of the things that we like to see fundamentally for defensive linemen as they get to the quarterback is stay on your feet, use your hands as that leverage. And what he did was just continuing to run with his feet down, had his hands up and batted that ball. This defense looks pretty good. They're firing off right now.
Good pressure on both of the first two snaps. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 for Prince Tech. Tech ball opposite at the 32-yard line. Low snap. Quarterback keeper throws in the flat, and the tackle made almost immediately on Jemai Franklin. And that's going to bring up a 4th and long, lost yardage back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's a great job by Seth Cunningham, the outside linebacker in that play, where he actually seen he was the pitch player. And as soon as the pitch was given, he was right there wrapping him up and for a loss. So good defensive series here for Thames River.
So they'll send back the return team. Heading back for Thames River is Javon Velez. And
oh, so there was a turnover on downs in this. I didn't even see that play.
I believe, I don't know what they ruled the play, so we're going to go and say it's first down for Thames River. I don't know exactly what happened, and they're gonna say it must have been a fumble. So first down, handoff, out low, big hole, off left tackle, puts his head down and rumbles inside the 10-yard line. Big play out low. It'll be first and goal, Thames River from inside the 5.
I'll tell you, that offensive line just blew the first level off, and then by the time Outlaw got touched, it was the safeties. That was great blocking right there on that first play. It's like an off-tackle play that just forced up domination in the front line. So
first down for Thames River. This time, hand off to Cunningham, and he'll waltz into the end zone for the touchdown. Senior Seth Cunningham with the first points of the game with 10:32 remaining in the first period. Thames River easy does it on their first drive at 6-0.
2 plays, unbelievable. Just came off tackle, same side, and 2 different running backs, 2 different styles. They still got a successful run out of it.
So they'll kick the extra point here. They'll mark it. The kicker coming in, Gavin Jameson. And the big lineman. We love when the linemen come up and kick. He's going to do straight ahead. Bangs it, and it's blocked by Prince Tech. So the extra point no good, and with 10:32 remaining, it is 6-0 on top here for Thames River. Of course, after the game today, you're going to want to find us on social media at Game Day CT for our interviews with the Foxwoods player of the game, as well as that of the coach. And we'll be talking with them. Prince Tech got off to a good start this year. They beat O'Brien Tech 8-2, which that's a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a safety. And then they lost a close one in week 2 to Wilcox Tech, Caner Tech, 28-16. Then it got a little worse against Cheney Tech, 23-0. A little worse against Quinnebog Valley, 27-0. And then a little worse against ATI, 43-0. So they're going in the wrong direction. They've had some injuries. They've been banged up.
Yeah.
And coming in tonight against an undefeated Thames River team who gave up a touchdown against Bullard Colby when they won 34-0 in week 1. And then it's been 44-0 over Plainfield, 56-0 over VG Techs, and 61-0 over Montville. So not what Prince Tech wanted to see, but they'll come at it here with their second time. Franklin with the return, and he'll get back to the 25 where he's buried by the Crusaders, and Prince Tech will have its second offensive possession of the game.
Well, historically, Prince Tech has had a good program, and they've came over here and beaten them, pretty much physically, for the past couple of years. And then now you have a Grasso team that has developed to be, tough and effective. I mean, the way I'm seeing them, the energy they're coming off with right now, seems like to be a good program that they're running over here. So, they got to take advantage of this opportunity to play the game and get themselves in that other level.
Yeah, Prince Tech, numbers down. They've had some injuries, program fighting out there. But those kids that are out there right now, are going to be battling for the entirety of this one. And you can't tell the 11 that are out in the field right now that it's not important. So first down, pass goes, and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 20-yard line and returned into the 18-yard line by Matt Pirro. So a turnover on the second possession, and it'll be 1st and 10 Crusaders.
When we talk about defense and zone play, they were playing a zone coverage there. The quarterback just automatically looked at the receiver. So, all he had to do was settle and wait for that ball to be thrown to get picked there. So that's something that I guess they've seen on film. It seems like it was a throw that was just kind of not effective. It wasn't really aggressive throw to throw there in a short route. And now we got a turnover here.
Straight drop, pass over the middle, caught, and ridden down right at the sticks.
Just an outlaw.
So, okay, we're getting different names. So we're getting the quarterback we can know is that's Jack Philliston. So Philliston was the quarterback who made the throw, but we're getting a different name on number 11. There we go. So Philistine is actually number. We're going to have to fix our rosters. We're going to go with what we have and figure out the rest. Second down. Penalty will make it first down and goal for Thames River. Handoff goes to Velez, and gain of a couple on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. So Javon Velez on the sweep around, gets inside the 10 and down 2. They'll mark it at the 6, and it'll be 2nd and goal for the Crusaders.
What an amazing night, brother, just to say that we could say Grasso Tech and the Thames River team is here playing. You know, we're in the middle level of the mezzanine in regards to the area that we're in.
Pass is caught
nice
on
catch.
the slant route.
Nice
Touchdown.
catch.
Crusaders. Touchdown, and it's 12-0, 8:53.
That was a great pass. Of the backside slant, 1-to-1 matchup. They brought some pressure from the outside linebacker, and they picked it right on up, so it was a beautiful pass and throw for a touchdown there.
So the extra point is up, and this time it is good. So
Good, yes.
with 8:53 remaining in the first period and a 13-0 lead, we're going to take a timeout and come on back. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com, and this is brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better.
Better at Burns.
Much better.
So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
We're back. Return for Prince Tech. We'll take it up to the 25-yard line. So we've got everything worked out now. The quarterback for Thames River is Jack Philistin, and number 11, Justin Outlaw, with the touchdown reception. And on the other side of things, Prince Tech quarterback is Xavier Rodriguez, number 17, and Prince Tech will have its possession at the 25-yard line, trailing 13-0 here in the first period.
Great job, Casey. You're on point with those few seconds that you had, utilizing it well.
Well, it turns out the rosters were accurate. The problem is that the information of who is going to be playing in certain places is not always in line with our rosters. We've had games where the rosters get switched, players forget their uniforms and switch them up. So we're all good to go. Prince Tech with its third possession, and Rodriguez will operate from the shotgun. Handoff goes to Jemai Franklin, and he is wrestled down after a very short gain of maybe a yard, as John William May, that's Joe May, and that's, I don't believe, a gain of anything on that play.
No, not at all. That was a great swarm by the defense. Again, that 5 front that they have right now, it's, 3-4 scheme, but it always stems back to the old school 52 that Papa Pina used to teach me there. And, it's a very aggressive defense. You have 2 guys that really contain off the edge, and those 3 down linemen are creating havoc.
Handoff again. Flag comes in on the play. Minimal gain by Franklin, and 3 Crusaders in on the tackle. Del Mastro was the first one to get him, and also the scintillating one, Cedric Similian, in on that tackle as well for Thames River.
The 3 down linemen, when you work on an odd front like that, create double teams and allows the inside linebackers to be free to make a play, and that's why you had the young man, Del Mastro, make that play. He was not even touched for a block, and again, those defensive linemen will be the unsung heroes in the front, creating all those problems there for Prince Tech.
So we got 8:05 remaining here and running. Prince Tech in a 2nd and 20 after the penalty. And if you are Thames River, you got to looking ahead at your schedule, and it's that last game. It's the Thanksgiving game. Interception on the play by Thames River. The interception, Jaden Kirkwood, the senior, and everything going the way of the Crusaders right now. I can't even get a sentence out without a turnover.
Brother, I'm telling you, it's just so fast right now, the way they're reacting. Again, the defense was right there settling in. He saw the quarterback looking at the receiver. He just settled into that route and caught the ball.
First down.
I think right now Prince Tech hasn't passed the 30 yet in today's game.
Well, they've had 3 turnovers
Yes.
essentially on 3 possessions. And Thames River will operate 1st and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Philistine, shotgun in motion, Cunningham. Handoff, Outlaw. Big hole, stiff arm, and run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So all things considered, Prince Tech did a nice job pursuing that time because the hole was there. Outlaw was untouched into the second level, but good pursuit wrestles him out after a gain of 7.
Yeah, definitely. The corner actually stayed to seal up the inside, making him run, and then that safety came down at the right time, reading the play. So, it was a great defensive effort right there from Prince Tech.
Philistine from the shotgun has Outlaw to his right. Cunningham is in the wing position. Handoff again, Outlaw, and Outlaw breaks a tackle, dives forward to the 5-yard line. That'll be a first down, setting up 1st and goal Crusaders as the clock ticks with 6:50 remaining here in the first period.
That young man is tough to tackle. That first guy just bounced off his chest. I mean, you definitely need to wrap up and hold on and allow the rest of your teammates to come in there and assist in those tackles. Very physical young man for his size in there, running the ball very well.
Kirkwood comes into the wing position. Piro wide left. Now he'll switch. So Kirkwood and Cunningham are the 2 wings. Handoff, Outlaw, huge hole, bounces it off tackle,
Untouched.
Touchdown Crusaders. Ryan Outlaw with his second touchdown of the ball game. Excuse me, his first of the ball game. His brother has a touchdown, and Cunningham has a touchdown. So 3 different scores on 3 different possessions, and just like that, 19-0 here in the first period.
Oh, the great job from the offensive line again, and then those backs leading in to get to those backers. He just ran into. You see the gap of that hole right there, wide open.
I would say I could have run through that, but I can't run through anything.
Well, you could chug along.
I could have power walked through that.
I would have definitely blocked for you, and you could take 2 or 3 seconds if you want.
Well, thank you. The kick is up, and it is good from Gavin Jameson, and with 6:27 remaining now, 20-0 in the first period. So I was saying, looking ahead, after this game, Thames River has Wilcox, Caner Tech, and Cheney Tech, and Platt Tech, and then O'Brien Tech, all games that, to be frank, they should win whatever handily is. I mean, they're going to be. But then Quinnebog Tech should be a good matchup for them on their Thanksgiving Eve, and that'll be an interesting one. But the Crusaders, never before have they been in such a good position to go undefeated on the year and head into a postseason bid.
I had a chance to see him during preseason, just practicing when I was visiting the field, and some of the coaches here that I've had a chance to coach and partake with, as well as Coach Sylvester. We coached together at Ledyard. They just were dedicated to making sure that they have a program that was really, top notch, and they've done a great job so far.
Oh, little trickery here for Prince Tech, not fooling Thames River, and back to the 25-yard line.
That's good discipline from the Thames River in regards to staying in your lane. When we look at special teams and kickoff, the goal is for those guys to make sure that they run in their lanes and then squeeze to the ball. And those guys were not, tricked at all. They just read their discipline and made the play.
Oh, it's one of those times where stay in your lane is a
Yes,
compliment,
sir.
not an insult. Antoine Blue was the returnee, and it's been a pretty common theme here, their 4th possession, and this is where Prince Tech has had the football on each of their previous possessions. They seem almost glued at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the pressure that's coming in with the 5-man front, they're really, just having a hard time, making those blocking schemes that they need to make for run plays as well as pass.
So Rodriguez will operate out of the shotgun on first down, hands off, bouncing it outside, decent hole, and nice pursuit as 22 Jemai Franklin again looked like he had a chance for some yards, but great weak side pursuit from Thames River.
Well, definitely they're hustling to the ball. They seem to be more athletic. Right now they're showing a lot of just discipline on key reads that I would always look for when I coach and look at defenses. It just seems like they're really on a good rhythm. They're seeing what they've probably been taught, and they're dominating what they're doing.
So 2nd and 7. Rodriguez again from the pistol. Low snap, handles it. Ball's loose on the turf, fumble.
And it's recovered.
Recovered by Thames River. So
Thames River, wow.
4 possessions, 4 turnovers. This time Gavin Jameson was the recipient of the fumble recovery. So 4 trips on the offensive side have resulted in 4 turnovers for Prince Tech. And at the 25-yard line, a great field position for Thames River. This time, Cunningham will be the running back to the left. And a pass. Phillips in the throw. Has time. Deep over the middle. Wide open. Touchdown.
Wow.
Crusaders.
What a ball.
Justin Outlaw blew through the defense and was wide open for his second touchdown of the game. And Thames River doing it all.
I think they have that one-to-one matchup all night. All he ran was a deep post route. You know, he made sure that the safety bit under from the under route that was by the other receiver, and he was wide open. But again, a beautiful throw from Outlaw just there. The connection.
Yeah, Philliston, it's only a sophomore. Beautiful throw. Snap is there, kick is up, and it is ripped through by Jameson. And we are only in the first period, and it is 4 for 4. The only thing Thames River has not done right is they had their first extra point blocked.
True.
Other than that, it has been 4 turnovers on defense and 4 touchdowns on offense.
Wow.
And a week ago, when we were watching Ledgerd pull out a big win at Waterford, the shock of the week that sent shockwaves through the league was Wyndham not just beating Killingly, but really
Dominating.
manhandling Killingly in a way that Killingly has not seen happen to them in a number of years. Last night, we saw an 0-5 NFA team that I said 2 weeks ago might be the second best team in the league, but we won't know until they stop playing top 5 teams around the state. And they did last night. They played Ledgerd, and they beat Ledgerd, giving Ledgerd its first loss. So the league is topsy-turvy right now. I think, who's the best team is anyone's guess. Prince Tech, Antoine Blue with the return, and he'll be out to the 35-yard line this time. So incremental improvement for the Falcons. They'll be out at the 35.
I think that right now Prince Tech has to find a couple of plays that they can utilize to gain yardage. They did have a run play that was 3+ yards, and they have to mix that up just a little bit with some play action. But the quarterback seems to be just a little bit nervous tonight. I mean, this atmosphere is packed. I mean, the sands are packed tonight, and it's a beautiful, unbelievably beautiful sunset here that has been changing colors throughout the course of these touchdowns that we've been seeing here. Prince Tech has a chance right now to run those simple plays that they have that could be effective, getting them over the 50-yard line, gaining some confidence, and hopefully trying to get in the end zone.
First down, 35 yards.
So 1st and 10 from the 35. Rodriguez is going to throw, rolls, throws in the flat, and just off the fingertips of Antoine Blue, incomplete.
Yeah, that's not bad. They're working on their perimeter right now. I mean, if that would have been a completed pass, that would have been positive gains here. Again, they just got to be effective on the plays that they're very good at. Hopefully they'll get some yardage with it.
The center of that Thames River line, led by, of course, David Klang, one of the captains, causing all kinds of disruption in the middle. So that they, rolled Rodriguez out to get him outside the pocket, which I think helped shorten the throw, as well as not have him get pressure straight up the middle, which he's gotten on him virtually every play. 2nd and 10. We're under 5 minutes remaining here. Ball into the flat is caught, and a loss of yards on the play. Catch made by Jaziel Torres, but it'll be a loss of 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
The pressure from Thames River is intense. Again, you were just talking about Klang. Right in that play alone, the nose guard, the man that creates havoc is the nose guard. Center right now, when you have someone in front of you like that, it's very hard. You got to get the snap. With one hand, you got to work on containing punch and then following through with your other hand. And right now, he doesn't have a chance. That swim technique took the young man down to the ground, and he got to the quarterback here. The pressures that the quarterback's receiving tonight is intense.
3rd and 11. Motion man goes out is Franklin. Thrown to Franklin. Ball caught. And he'll break the first tackle and get almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Jemai Franklin will make it, but it'll be 4th and 11. Ball will be at the 34-yard line.
That was a great swarm by Thames River. They just read the play. Obviously, they knew they were going to throw it to the back out there, so they hustled and contained and, got a couple yards off of it, but not enough.
Javion Velez, number 4, back number 40.
So Javion Velez back deep for Thames River. And Prince Tech will punt it away from the 35-yard line.
Michael Garcia will punt.
Good snap. Kick is up.
Shanked.
And it'll take a bounce. And that'll end up being a 3-yard punt. And Thames River will have it 1st and 10 with 3:36 remaining.
With pregame, Casey, we always tell our punters, get your reps in, utilize the ball that you're going to use, because when the weather drops, it does affect the trajectory and impact of the football. So it's just tough. That was a tough shank. It looked like it came off the right side of the foot and went straight up in the air.
3:36 remaining, and Thames River will have its 5th possession of the ball game, 4 for 4 so far. Philistin, who threw a beautiful touchdown pass in the previous play. This time, handoff.
He's off.
Big hole. Jaden Millette. First down on first down. A big gain all the way down to the 22-yard line.
I do like what Thames River's doing. They're taking their backs in the backfield when they do a 2-back set. They either motion them, they slide them around, and that causes disruption for a defense in regards to where their alignment's supposed to be, who's the matchup right there. So, with that misdirection, it kind of causes confusion. And right now you had a run game that totally the linebackers were just staying still.
First down. Ball handed off again, straight up the middle. Big hole and rumbling down inside the 10-yard line.
It's another good run.
First and goal.
First down, Crusaders.
Millette with the carry again, a back-to-back carries and huge gains. It'll be first and goal for the Crusaders.
I mean, if the fans that are watching this game could just focus a little bit on the outline and just to see what they're doing, they're amazing. Setting up double teams, going up to backers, causing that front line to kind of just bend back.
Third handoff in a row. This time, Millette breaks a tackle and can't break the second tackle. Coming in to make the stop was Jaziel Torres, and it'll back it up for a loss. It'll be back to the 10-yard line. So second and goal from the 10 for Thames River.
That was good pressure. At that time, they sent the blitz right there, so it didn't, have the chance for the lineman to chip off, and that's where that big play came. I mean, they got to continue to bring some kind of pressure against Thames River to make sure that they could disrupt that line.
3 wide receivers in the pattern this time for Thames River. Now slight motion from Outlow, and we have a flag on the play.
I'll remind everyone that tonight's game is being broadcast live on www.today.com.
And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Prince Tech, moving it closer to the goal. So it'll be second and goal now from the 5-yard line. Outlow, slight motion. He gets the handoff straight up the middle, and he'll bull his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ryan Outlow making the most of the carries tonight, and with 1:50 remaining here in the first period, 33-0 Thames River. Extra point attempt by Jamison will be on the middle of the field. Jamison sets, snap, hold, kick. That one is popped up and
short.
It was a high snap, and that the problem with the straight-on kicker is you don't have any momentum once you stop in order to wait for the snap. No momentum. So that's the only 2 things that Thames River's done tonight that's not been perfect.
Yeah,
so
the kicking.
1:50 remaining in the first period. 33-0 Thames River. After the game, you want to find us on social media, Game Day CT, for our interview with the Foxwoods player of the game. At the center of it all, Foxwoods Resort and Casino. Upcoming events include the Beach Boys, featuring the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra, November 26th. We wish they all could be California. Tickets on sale now. For more details, visit foxwoods.com/entertainment. Only at Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. Round, round, get around, I get around.
I can't do my falsetto anymore. Oh my
I
God.
get around, I get around. I'm telling you right now, the Beach Boys featuring the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra sounds pretty good to me, actually. That's upbeat, entertaining music. Return, Franklin, and as has been the case, he'll be down at the 27-yard line, and that's where Prince Tech will have its possession with 1:44 remaining here in the first period. 33-0. Thames River on top.
Wow, I didn't expect Thames River to be this effective against Prince Tech, but again, this is just kudos to the coaches that are putting in the hours right now to prepare and plan. Prince Tech, again, you said they were beat up and banged up, having some games that were very physical and tough, and so maybe we're seeing some of the youngsters gain experience here, and hopefully with Prince Tech in regards to this, they just continue to work on the fundamentals and trying to get some good plays in here, just to make effective plays will always kind of bring a positive outcome out of it. So we'll see what happens.
1st and 10 here, and we'll have low snap.
Wow.
And that play went all of nowhere. So low snap, nothing that anybody could do there as Franklin picked it up and was buried immediately. That's going to be a loss of 10.
I'll tell you, that center is right now intimidated by the nose guard here, who just literally lifted him up. By the time he got the snap through, he probably was worried about, getting those two hands on and didn't realize that the snap went bad there. He's got to be disciplined, focus on the snap first, and then go after it. But when you got a big guy like 75, Deshaun Cranford right there in front of his face, man, that's tough. I've played against some big guys when I played in New London, and I've learned a lot. But it was a lot of work you had to put in. I didn't do the shotgun, though.
2nd down, snap is good, rolling right, pressured by Cunningham, and sacked inside the 5-yard line. Cunningham came off the edge, and Rodriguez had no shot, and
he was
Prince Tech
unblocked.
going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, totally unblocked there. The linemen were worried about the inside pressure, and he just went clean. Again, his discipline, keeping his feet on the ground and just making sure he got up to the thigh board of that quarterback, then wrapping up, puts that ball right in the 2-yard line. Very tough situation for Prince Tech right now.
Yeah, 3rd and 31.
Yikes.
Ball now at the 7-yard line.
Also been asked to announce that the athletic directors and CRC, Mr. Greg Hancock here at Grasso, Mr. Tim DeLucia at Norwich Tech, and Mr.
They're gonna let the
Clock
time
ticking,
walk down,
they're
yeah.
gonna let it run down to the end of the quarter. So as the clock ticks to the end of the quarter, we'll send it away for a break. This timeout, send it away, brought to you by the Burns Agency. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
You buy better,
Better at first,
much better.
so much better at first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at first.
You buy better, Burns, you buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Game Day is calling all fans, players, parents, coaches. We want your best plays. Send us a video on any of our social media platforms of any sport, practice, or game, and we will consider it for our plays of the week. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. It's Friday, which means all that's good begins with a smile. What's better than a Friday smile? When you visit their office, your smile's their top priority. Their entire team is dedicated to providing you the personalized and gentle care that you deserve. Contact us today, waterforddentalhealth.com, 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford.
All smiles.
Right now it's all smiles for the Crusaders. Thames River, they've got Prince Tech pinned back 3rd and 31 from the 7-yard line, and they're already on top 33-0.
Yeah, the matchup with the defensive line for Thames River is just really dominating right now, playing comfortably. That's what coaches used to say. They're flying around and just doing what they're taught to do.
Quarterback rolling right, pressured, throws in the flat, completes the pass out to Antoine Blue, Blue will get back towards the line of the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th and 30. Ball's going to be at the 5-yard line. So
this is tough for the punt team when you are in the, inside the 5. One of the things is you got to have a good snap and you have to have a good quick punt. It's going to be tricky because now the wind is going against them.
Yes, he'll be punting it into the wind. That is a good point. The last punt was a 3-yard punt off of a little bit of a shank. So lining up a little closer. This is going to be a quick release punt. Make the snap easier as well.
Oh, we have a penalty there. Seems like
offsides against Thames River. So that at least will give them 5 more yards of room.
Good move. Yeah. That'll help them out.
I used to say so when my son was 11 years old playing youth football. They would come out on the first offensive possession every time, hard count, and draw the team off. And often it was the best offensive play that they had for the entire first period.
Hard counts really help out. We saw that last week.
Yes. Snap is good. We're going to see a intentional safety taken by Prince Tech, which will bring the score to 35-0. Which, if by our reports from before the game are true, might begin the process of a running clock. So we'll keep our eyes on that if, in fact, they want the clock to start running at 35-0. Typically, the clock does not go to a running clock in the first half. Typically, in the first half, the clock is neutral, and then in the third quarter, a 42-point lead kicks in a running clock, 35 points in the fourth period. But we did have some reports that Prince Tech and Thames River might go to a running clock in the first half if 35 points are achieved. So we'll see what happens here. But as it is a free kick now for Prince Tech as they trail 35-0 after the intentional safety on the punt.
Yeah, I was kind of questioning that, but I can understand what the coach is trying to do. Just be safe and play the game. But there, give the kids a chance. Punt the ball. I mean, I know that the field position is still going to be a little difficult. But again, if you take the safety and then you kick from the 20, you're able to get better field position. That helps out too. So
they're going to kick off. Franklin, who does a little bit of everything, will kick it off for the Falcons. Nice kick from Franklin. Come down to Velez, crosses midfield, and he's brought down immediately as he gets to midfield. So nice tackle made on the play by Mackay Boyd of Prince Tech. And Thames River will have actually its worst field position of the game at midfield. So we are not with a running clock. 35-0 here in the second period. The clock is stopped at 10:41. So 1st and 10. Ball will be marked actually at their own 49-yard line. Philistine, the quarterback, from the shotgun. Out low, stutter steps, handoff, Cunningham, breaks a tackle, heads down the sideline, and bumped out of bounds after a gain of 6.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
So into Prince Tech territory, Cunningham with a good 6-yard gain on first down, and the clock runs with 10:13 here in the first half.
What I like about the offense is how they use that fullback or the H-back, because I know that they have him listed as a tight end. Most pro teams right now use just like an H tight end or a fullback, but when you move those guys around, it causes good mismatches, and that's how they got to the outside corner.
Cunningham, handoff straight up the gut, big hole, speed to the outside, he is gone. Touchdown, Seth Cunningham with a huge run. Showing a little bit of everything. He is a premier back in the league. Last week we talked about James Green. Well, Cunningham, same skill set, vision, speed, power, and when he gets into the open field, he's not getting caught.
No, not bad at all. The double team setup right there had forced the linebacker to continue to flow to the outside. When he saw that, that's probably his key read, just cut it up inside. It was gone, nobody there. Unbelievable play. 41-0, and the extra point is up and wide right, sailed wide right. So with 9:36 remaining, we're going to take a quick timeout, and this timeout is brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You
feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
We're back. 9:36 remaining here in the first half. 41-0. The Crusaders of Thames River on top of the Falcons of Prince Tech. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill and Coach Pasta Sanabria. And the line drive kick from Thames River is taken by Prince Tech at the 20-yard line. Heading up the 25-yard line is Franklin, and he'll be bounced. And again, it feels like Prince Tech might as well just start every drive at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they get good field position off the kickoff. It's just executing the plays right now. But I'm noticing a big difference when it comes to kicking. If you look at the field goals, I mean, you can see there's a lot of wind going, back and forth, and that's why maybe some of that last field goal kind of veered to the left there. But playing up in this field, one of the things that I am noticing is that the wind can really affect the game.
Yeah, it is high up on the hill.
Yep.
Wind will be more prominent up here. Wide open. It's right. There's no buildings or trees around to affect the wind. So yeah, they'll as they learn here, that will be something that they'll learn over the course of time is which way the wind comes in and at which times of the year.
Seems like they're putting some other defensive linemen in right now, some younger players. So we may have to be ready to look at the charts here, brother.
First down. Handoff straight up the middle. Franklin with the carry for Prince Tech, and he'll gain 2 on the play.
Some of the two-way players that I'm seeing right now are kind of working on one side here. I've seen Deshaun Crawford hustle in, ready to play again, and coach is like, nope, let's get a younger guy that can get some experience here, maybe a platoon.
Second and 7. So nice positive play on first down. One of the few, 3-yard gains we've seen here in the early going. So something to build on here for Prince Tech. 2nd and 7. Another good snap. Handoff straight up the gut and gain of maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long. So not much there. Kirkwood on the tackle for Thames River. So 3rd and long. But Prince Tech with back-to-back positive plays, which is, we're talking about baby steps right now after the struggles they've had here in the first half.
It's really tough to call the plays that you probably had a couple weeks back that were effective when you have players that are hurt and younger people coming in. And it's all about reps during practices right now.
High snap, pressure, quarterback rolls, being chased, and he'll try to throw it away. The pressure from Anthony Santa Croce was fabulous. He was flying. 55, a fast linebacker in pursuit.
Yeah, that good kid. He was running with an angle of pursuit with intensity. He had some conviction there. The quarterback did a good move. He saw a receiver that was almost wide open, but he threw it out there, saved from a lost yardage there.
7:29 remaining, and that'll bring up 4th and 7. So Prince Tech will try to punt this one away.
4th down. Dolphins will punt. 4th and 7.
Velez will stand back awaiting the punt for Thames River. Snap is good. Punt is up. And
wow, the wind blocked that one.
So the field position will be very good for Thames River as the ball will be placed, it looks like, at the 25-yard line of Prince Tech. So great field position here, already leading 41-0 in the ballgame.
Now that was a kick that looked like it could have went far, but as soon as it started going up in the air, it just carried up and went straight vertical.
So different personnel in the ball game for Thames River, so we'll get you those names on first down. Straight snap. And quarterback keeper, Brian Lowe, number 30 with the carry for Thames River, and a gain of maybe half a yard to a yard on the play.
Yeah, I think they took some of the players that they have in the varsity level out and just getting some younger guys in there to kind of fulfill their role, you know, and this is something that we always appreciated when you get, you know, a game like this, you could always look at the younger developing players and see how they're working as a whole program.
So Lowe is quarterback, high snap, fields it nicely, and the running back is buried in the backfield. Great tackle
play
by
Number
Prince
68.
Tech, Avery Steer.
Nice job. Yeah, he actually penetrated the line, broke down and saw the play, wrapped up and made a tackle there. Good job.
And that's going to back Thames River up. So they'll be almost to the 27-yard line for 3rd and 12. Quarterback now is, as we mentioned, Brian Lowe. He's a freshman.
3rd and 12.
Good snap. Handoff. Wellington Thompson on the carry. The sophomore with a nice gain on 3rd down. He gets it to the 21-yard line. It'll be 4th now, and we'll call it 6. Ricky is what he goes by. So Ricky Thompson with the carry.
Ricky Thompson.
And I want to know if my name was Wellington. I don't know. I might not go with Ricky. Wellington. I like that. Isn't that what's the owner of the New York Giants? The Mara
Really?
family, Wellington Mara.
I'm a Giant fan. I didn't even know that. That's my fault on that one. I owe you a couple push-ups.
Oh, we're going to try a long field goal, and we're going to get a timeout, I think. So that timeout on the field taken by Thames River, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
You buy better,
Better at first.
much better.
So much better at first. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at first.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
All right, Thames River going to try a 37-yard field goal.
It's a good opportunity with the wind behind him. Good chance.
Jameson, good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it will be no good, but just short, never got there.
Trying to do a rendition of Alabama-Auburn right there with the return.
Prince Tech will take over on downs, and they'll have it at their own 25-yard line.
I believe it's dead ball in high school, yes.
Prince Tech was setting up for the great miracle that we saw in that, Alec, you said the Alabama-Auburn game.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Alabama, what a great game this past week
Oh.
with at Tennessee.
Unbelievable.
What a beautiful.
111,000 people that day.
I have a friend in Tennessee, and he said that the state shut down. Like
Yeah.
it was like
That was
if you
unbelievable.
walk, good day for looting,
Yeah.
because there was certainly nobody around.
You know what got me about that was just the way that field must have sounded tremendous on that last
They threw the
play.
goalpost
Yeah.
in the river.
90-plus points.
That was a
in
great
that
game.
game.
Great game. First down, Prince Tech. 4 and change here in the first half. And Rodriguez chased and tackled for a loss after a loss of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 14. This is one of my favorite times of year. You got baseball playoffs in full swing. Basketball season just started. Hockey season just started. Football in full swing. College football heading into the important games. It's
Yes,
a great time to be a sports fan.
And then there's Halloween.
So score update. Second quarter, Wyndham 21, New London 20.
Wow.
Hey.
Well, we said that might be. I actually said that could be a little bit of a letdown. Wyndham Here's a second down play, chased, and ball
gone.
loose in the end zone. That's live and picked up in the end zone. Touchdown, Thames River. Gavin Jamison
Wow.
with the fumble recovery touchdown for the Crusaders.
Unbelievable pressure to the quarterback, and that was just their front four because they adjusted a little bit there. Couldn't get away from that pressure and wrapped up, and while he was wrapped up, didn't secure the ball. Got to have two hands on the ball, and it just whipped out from the momentum, got into the end zone, recovered.
I'm going to give Jamison credit for this. A lot of players dive on that ball, and so close to the end line, it actually turns it into a safety because you dive and you don't have possession. He realized the ball wasn't rolling and there wasn't anyone there, so he just stopped, bent down, and picked it up.
It's probably one of those drills that we have. You know, I mean, when we coach, we do a lot of fumble drill recoveries, sometimes securing in the wild pack. We call it the wild pack mode. Get down, secure the ball, and then there's the scoop and score technique, and I think that's what he utilized there.
Good snap. And the extra point is good. Jamison with the fumble recovery for the touchdown. He jogs out, kicks the extra point, and 48-0 here in the first half. The Crusaders enjoying their debut on the turf here at Grasso Tech.
So, Casey, you were describing the biggest disappointment of my very unstellar high school football career. My one opportunity to score, I blocked a punt and dove on it just out of bounds out of the end zone.
So you blocked a punt and created a safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so close, Peter. So close.
Give him the Jack Youngblood Award right there for that one.
My in youth football, AJ strip sacks the quarterback, ball goes up in the air, and he catches it, and he takes 2 steps and trips over his own guy, spins around and falls down. And I said, there goes your last and only opportunity to ever score a touchdown.
My life was in the state championship game during a punt. The ball hit the back of the Stratford guy, and it popped into my hands, and I started to run, and then it fell down, and the guy was like, it's a muff punt. I wouldn't have scored anyway. That's as close as I got.
No, you knew. Your body knew that, and instinctively wanted to save you the effort.
You know, when you play with the guys that I played with, it was always about scooping and scoring.
The kick will go out of bounds, and so Prince Tech will have good field position. That'll be up at the 35-yard line. Talking again about Wyndham. Everyone knew they were good, went into the undefeated. I think they caught Killingly. I don't want to say they caught them by surprise, but obviously Killingly was surprised at how that game unfolded. I said this was going to be a letdown week no matter what. And I remember talking to you last week saying that when you play Killingly, the week later, everyone has a tough game because it's so physical playing Killingly.
Yeah.
And so New London, who struggled this year, but Johnny Burns, they had a big win last week over Weaver, a comeback win. Those kids are going to play hard, and they're going to play physical. So Wyndham's going to be in a fight.
Well, you never underestimate those teams that are working hard to work their way up, just like NFA did, and then teams that are kind of up on top, and they're thinking that's kind of like going to be the same thing every week. It's not going to happen that way.
A reverse by Prince Tech is going to lose them 10 yards, so they're going in the wrong direction. If you were to ask me today who the best team in the ECC is, I don't have an answer for you. I thought it was, the answer is he obviously Killingly, but but Wyndham beat them. But New London's going toe-to-toe with Wyndham tonight. This Thames River team is undefeated, but they haven't played anybody, from the conference of note. So who in the area is the best team? You got me. We're going to find out as the games unfold.
I just think we have an elite group as we're working through the season, and we'll find it during the Thanksgiving week. Who is on top of the game?
Franklin with the carry for Prince Tech gets up to the line of scrimmage and maybe a gain more. It'll bring up third and let's call it 18. Ball at the 22-yard line.
Casey, the toughest thing for any coach to do after a game that you go out there like Wyndham is how much you celebrate and then refocus. Things like that when you have a big win. Like think of Tennessee, how they're going to play this week after they beat Alabama. They could be lackadaisical on things, and fundamentals can break down. And when you have a team coming up that's going to be hungry, that's what happens. Let down games.
Direct snap. Gains nothing for Prince Tech, and they're going backwards. It's going to be 4th and 25.
Yeah, I always enjoyed what I learned from Papa Buni was always a step. Every step you make, you make the foundation, and from there, it's not over. You enjoy the few moments that you have from it. And then when we got our little can of Coca-Cola from the Coca-Cola machine, which is at my house at this time, that was it. The next, Sunday, we're focusing on the following team. So, it takes great coaching to get those kids focused and get them back to play a game like that. But, when you have big wins, it's unbelievable like that. You definitely get a little lackadaisical, and that can happen.
4th and 21 as we're under a minute remaining here in the half. Garcia into punt for Prince Tech. High snap, but fielded well, and there's a line drive punt.
That's a good kick.
And that's taken on the fly by Velez. Velez down the sideline and knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 30. So with 47 seconds remaining here in the half and a 48-0 lead, I would be surprised if Thames River did anything other than direct snaps and run the ball.
So more scores. We got Griswold with a 7-0 lead over Waterford in the first. Second quarter score, Woodstock 22, Montville 6.
Had a chance to watch Woodstock last week, and of course they lost their quarterback to a medical incident in the first week of the season, and the coach back this week, back last week actually, and it was nice to see him back on the sidelines and health to his son and things going in the right direction for Woodstock right now. And Thames River is going to take a knee, which is going to take us towards the half. And of course, when we do go to halftime, we want you to stay tuned. You can see the Week 6 Grade 8, the 8 plays. You remember Grade 8? Grade 8. Well, the Grade 8, same thing. Grade 8. And of course, highlights from the ECC Cross Country Championships yesterday. It was a Viking day on the East Lyme. Vikings took both the girls and the boys championships.
That's
but
awesome.
2 great individual races on the girls' side and the boys' side. A sophomore who just started the sport, and a senior, a veteran redemption. Great stories. Stay tuned as we're at halftime. 48-0. Thames River on top of Prince Tech. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Game Day's Grade 8 Plays of the Week. Start off with boys soccer. Chris Washington to Peyton Luther to tie the game versus Stonington. Oh, the celebration, the energy, excitement for the Colonels. At number 7, we'll go to field hockey. J.C. Felix of East Lyme with the incredible saves. Denied, and denied. The quick feet from a quick keeper. At number 6, Bacon Academy Girls Soccer. Anna Legal to freshman Alyssa Blanchette using her head against Ledyard. Number 5, Jackson Polton, the quarterback sneak out of nowhere. Where'd he come from? Ledyard, big win over Waterford. At number 4, we're twinning. It's Charlotte to Paige Jessic. That's right, twin sisters and the Waterford girls soccer goal. Wow. At number 3, the playmaker, James Green, 70 yards, just like that. Gone in Ledyard's win. At number 2, Theo Kutsa-Favas, off the wall, got it at Bacon Academy. And your number 1 play of the week, the Wyndham Whippets, quarterback, Zach Robinson Smay. No one open? Don't worry about it. Killingly, best team in the region? Don't worry about it. Wyndham, trying to stay undefeated? Don't worry about it, because Robinson Smay goes all the way. 75 yards in Wyndham's huge upset over Killingly. And that is your Grade 8 Plays of the Week. How about joining us, sending your clips in, and be next week's?
A beautiful fall day at the Norwich Country Club set the stage for the 2022 Boys Cross Country Championships in the ECC. East Lyme, the team to beat, the heavy favorite, and they were all ready to go, trying to claim another championship for the Vikings. Right out of the bat, a crowd led by Ryan Gruska of Stonington.
Right at the beginning, I expected everyone to go out a little bit faster, but it ended up I was leading pretty early on, which wasn't necessarily my plan, but I just worked the hills, stuck to my race plan that I had previously before the race started. It ended up working out for me. Looked back a couple times, but I saw they were pretty far back, but I didn't want to underestimate their kick, so I just kept pushing the whole way through.
Gruska establishing a lead midway through, and a lead that he kept through the hills. And as we headed to the finish, Gruska was the clear favorite, but could he hold off Brendan Fant and Sean McCauley of East Lyme? And yes, Gruska, your 2022 boys cross country champion.
I mean, last year at this race, I had a bit of an episode. I was dehydrated, collapsed about 200 or so from the finish. I still finished, but after that my season was pretty much shot. I mean, this one is just something special for me after it happened last year.
Fant and McCauley led the way for the Vikings.
Well, we didn't want to go out too hard, so we stuck together, and then we tried to pick off the other teams one by one.
And as expected, East Lyme runs away with the boys championship.
Best part of the race is last stretch, last 1,000 meters. That's when you have to get in the mindset, this is the time to win, and that's where we did win.
Beautiful fall conditions for the 2022 Girls Cross Country Championships at Norwich Golf Course.
Go Lakers! Breakdown! Breakdown!
Right off the chute, the question was, who's going to beat East Lyme? The girls from East Lyme were the heavy favorites, and whether or not they could compete for a team championship was not much in doubt, but who would be the overall winner was. Avery Mays of Waterford jumped out to an early lead and set the pace going down through the early turns.
Every race that I've done this year, I started out really early in the lead and going really fast at the beginning, and that's usually helped me. So I thought that this might, I could do it the same way during this race as well.
Could Mays keep that pace throughout the race? She was in front and never looked back.
Well, at first, I thought I was going a lot too fast because there was no one around me and I couldn't hear anyone behind me and stuff like that. I was kind of in shock. I was really, really tired. I was exhausted the whole time. I was breathing super heavy. I thought I was just gonna collapse at the end of the finish line, but when I crossed the finish line, it dawned on me that I had actually won, and I was just super excited.
Mays, your 2022 champion of the individual girls, only a sophomore. Maya Suarez of Montville and Helena Corey of St. Bernard's rounded off second and third place. And then it was all East Lyme. Fourth place, Kennedy Holsapple. Sixth place, Aranza Torres.
Our positive attitude and how we all just support each other. I just think that really helps us as a team together.
And then 11th, 13th, and 20th, 5 in the top 20.
We are all just trying to stay really close together as a team and just work with each other like we have been doing the whole season.
And the East Lyme girls cruise to the 2022 Girls Cross Country Championship. You can purchase a digital download of tonight's game or any of our live broadcasts at Vimeo On Demand. For details, head to vimeo.com/ondemand/GameDayCT.
Hi, my name is Seth Cunningham. I play for the Thames River Crusaders. I go to Norwich Tech. Early on, obviously flag. We went to Griswold. I went to Griswold for middle school, so it was a big part of our life because my brother played, and I always watched him when I was little. And we just got involved in flag, and then that's how I met most of my buddies from middle school and elementary school is through football, and I just kind of grew a passion for it.
How'd you choose Norwich Tech?
My brother went there, and seeing how he got out of high school and how he was successful, it really I was passionate about it. I really wanted to go there. A big influence on me, my brother. He's been a really big influence on me. He's just motivated me all the way through when I was little. He's always helped me out. He's taught me a bunch of stuff, and he's helped me train for football.
How is it playing with a group of guys that are not all in the same school every day?
It's an adventure, it really is, because most teams, the kids grew up playing together. They grew up in middle school playing football together. We didn't really have that. We just kind of, at some workouts, we see them, we meet them, and then we start playing with them. It's awesome, though. I love all of them. A lot of it is we'll hang out outside of practice because we have practice, but that other time that we can spend together, it really gels together as a team. We have pasta dinners every pre-game day or night, and we'll do breakfasts right before the game every time, which we love. And well, a couple of us will go out to dinner right after we get a win, which is awesome. We all love it.
And who's someone that's been important to you in school?
Definitely my shop teacher, Mr. Stockton. He's helped me through a lot, and he's taught me about the trade, and he's been a role model for me. After high school, kind of undecided so far, but I'm really looking to join the military and then pursuing my trade in the military.
I believe that there's moments that really change your life. And the talent show is definitely one of those moments.
I'm not alone in this world. Seems like everybody out there wants to have a chance to be.
The talent show basically legit saved my life. I would have probably been in jail or probably be dead.
Put me back in my place, but I won't make it easy on them.
I'm a traumatic brain injury survivor.
I was addicted to alcohol, opiates, then it turned to heroin.
It's very taboo to be gay or to be trans.
And it's never been so clear that you got a place. Now show us your face and get up on that stage and let the world know.
We're not looking for sympathy, that's not what we're doing. We're looking to prove a point that arts can heal.
That space, that energy, that magic, that's already therapeutic in itself. And that's what this New London Talent Show does. It allows young people to rip off labels that people put on them and come out of their own box or their own fears.
Look, know that you can do anything that you try to do with faith in the man above and power that's inside of you. They're trying to stop you, don't let them block you or lie to you. If you let them, then they're liable to silence you.
We could have been the stereotype. We could have been those people and fit the mold. The true measure of a person is how they respond to the negative things, how they respond to tragedy. And this is our response.
This place destroys fear, destroys it, and empowers young people.
We're going to start off with girls soccer at Waterford. Cameron Dickinson, the cross, and Allison Ciosi puts it away. Game winner versus Plainfield in the final 5 minutes. Well, sometimes we love our fans at game day, and they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. This guy right here. Student section loves him. We love him at game day, pumping up the crowd. Soren Reef versus Griswold, showing why he has the power, the speed, and the elusiveness. One of the top backs in all the land in a 49-6 victory over Griswold. At number 5, Keegan Appleby loves game day. And game day loves how he rips the winner. Free kick versus East Lyme 2-1 final for the Bobcat victory. Jax Higgins of Waterford, every cornerback's dream, picks it off in the middle of the field, shows the speed, and burns New London for the pick 6 in Waterford's 34-13 win over the Whalers. Back to the Killingly Griswold game, Alex Potapsky with the strip, and then it's every lineman's dream. Big Terrence Allen, look at the big man go! Touchdown for the offensive lineman, defensive lineman of Killingly. Man, the big man was moving. Jorge Almendarez, only a sophomore, 35 yards out, no problem. They call him Rocket Man. Look at that, into the top corner. But the number one play, Will French, channeling Barry Sanders versus Montville High School. The spin, the broken tackle, the speed. A big win for Stonington, 55-24 over Montville.
So those were some great 8 plays. We want to see your top plays. Send us all your top plays to all of our social media platforms, and maybe you can be on next week's Top Plays.
Your game day top plays this week, starting off with Bloomfield quarterback Darian Foster and the difficult pass into double coverage, to Davian Kerr with the even more difficult catch. Number 7, submitted to us on Twitter by Wyndham's Travis Mangwal from the Whippets game against E.O. Smith. Mangwal with a pick 6. You can submit your videos to us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Hit us up at GameDayCT. Number 6 comes from Griswold taking on Weaver. It's quarterback Luke Cassidy connecting with Kyle Montigny. Wolverines win 60-24. Back to last week's game day broadcast for number 5, Killingly's 33-game home win streak on the line against Bloomfield. Run people over? Nah, Thomas Drybold says we can throw the ball. Noah Colangelo's second TV catch of the game, Killingly comes from behind for the win. How about the Piper Cup? Stonington down 2-1 with 32 seconds to go, and Oliver Cook ties it with the header on the corner kick. Number 3 comes from Wyndham football. How about Victor Mejia torching East Lyme for a 90-yard touchdown run? Victor's a member of last season's state championship basketball team, says, look out ECC, the Whips are undefeated in football this season so far. Back to the soccer pitch. Waterford and East Lyme in OT, and Matthias Arcelis with the game winner for the Lancers. And our number 1 play this week from Ledyard High School. It's James Green, goes 96 yards to the house for the undefeated Colonels. Want to see your team on next week's countdown? Send us your video clips. We're at GameDayCT on all the socials.
We're at halftime here at Grasso Tech, the home of the Thames River Crusaders, who enjoy a 48-0 lead over the Prince Tech Falcons. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com, and Casey O'Neill along with Pasta. And I'll tell you, we have done a few games now together, and I do not know what to make of the conference. You know, we rolled out in week 1, and we saw Brantford and Waterford, and we had a pretty good feeling that Waterford was going to be electric, but we didn't know what kind of team they'd come up with.
Right.
We saw Killingly put a hurting on NFA. Then we saw Killingly with a big win at Bloomfield, and we said, you know what, that's the team, right? That's the team. They've got to maybe 5th in the state, and then they lose to Wyndham. And we saw Waterford come back and play much more competitively and start to build, and then we saw Ledyard last week, and Ledyard stayed undefeated, and we said, oh, maybe Ledyard's the next best team, and then they lose last night to NFA. And Fitch, who I thought maybe they were the second best team, and then they got manhandled by Xavier. And I don't know who the best team in the conference is. I don't know who the second best team in the conference is.
I think the way it goes is the most disciplined throughout the year, the most best coach throughout the year, and then we got to see what happens on, really 7, 8, and 9th week is the really critical part of where you're going to be at. So, if you're going to take a loss, you take it early. I mean, like right now, the Killingly team, took a tough loss with Wyndham, but they're playing better. Maybe that might help them really focus. And we've seen that happen to a lot of teams where they could take that one loss and make sure that they are accomplished in the end. And then you have teams where you could be hyped up and you have it all in your head, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 games you're wiped down, and there's a lot of hungry teams that have some tough records right now, like you said, NFA. They could have been just mentally drained, but that coach did a great job keeping them focused, and they come back and they played a very good game against Ledyard. So, it's all about the week-to-week basis and the foundations that you lay each week. If you do it right, you enjoy yourself, but then you get back to work, and that's the biggest thing. Sometimes you have a big win like that. We talked about the Tennessee team, how they're going to come out, with celebrating probably 3 or 4 days of that victory, and then not being prepared to focus on the next team, and also healing when you're battling. Like this Prince Tech team, they'll get a great quality team, but they just got a lot of players hurt. They got some young players that are getting experience there, and, you see a Thames River team right now that's rolling, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you mentioned NFA, and Coach Eric Larka has done a great job. And Gage Hinckley said yesterday after the game, he said, we started 0-5, but we're going to win 5 straight or 4 more and finish 5-5. And I think that's, the mentality. So the league is up in the air. Certainly on a separate note, from a local team perspective, this Thames River team is all that it was advertised to be. Cunningham, Outlow, and company have been fabulous. They're pitching a shutout tonight, 48-0, as we start the second half. And the story of tonight is this field, this complex, this crowd, this team, and a culmination of many, many years. And Grasso Tech now has one of the premier facilities. It is a beautiful complex.
Amazing job here, and the way it's set up in this beautiful background is just awesome.
A nice return coming out here by Antoine Blue. Blue crosses the 45-yard line, so great job
start
on the opening kickoff of the second half, and field position, nice job, and it'll be marked at the 46-yard line. So the best field position that Prince Tech has enjoyed.
Yeah, Prince Tech continues just to probably have to do what they do best. Run those plays that they're effective in. Hopefully they can gain some yards. Get on the other side of the 50-yard line will be a great plus for them right now.
So with a 48-0 lead, the running clock will start here in the third period. And Prince Tech will have the possession to start the half. It looks like they will send a different quarterback out. We saw in the first half the quarterback was Xavier Rodriguez. This time I don't see Rodriguez out there, so new quarterback in the game for Prince Tech. And a fumble on the first play and recovered by Thames River. Recover at right on the 45-yard line. Jake Widener with the recovery for the Crusaders. The fumble by Franklin. The quarterback was Michael Garcia, and
we have a player down.
We have a player down. He's bouncing up here, so he's rolling over. He'll be attended to. So while he's attended to, we will take a timeout, and this timeout is going to be brought to you by the Burns Agency.
You buy better. Better at Burns. Much better. So much better at Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency can feel it, and we know you feel it too. Fall is here. Crisp air, falling leaves, pumpkin everything, and football. So much football. With a new season upon us, it's a great opportunity to take a quick time out and make sure your insurance program is in order. The Burns Agency is here to help you play by play. Strong coverage, dependable service, and touchdown savings. Give us a call or visit us online. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
So we're just starting the third period here at Grasso Tech with the Thames River Crusaders on top 48-0. We have an injured Prince Tech player on the field. So while they are attending to the Prince Tech injured player, we're going to send it away for a moment, and as soon as play resumes, we'll have it back. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Game Day opens the high school basketball season back at the Mohegan Sun with the second annual Day Holiday Classic. We'll bring you 3 games on Monday, December 19th. First, a rematch of last year's Division I championship game between East Catholic and Notre Dame of West Haven. Next, a rematch of last year's Division III semifinal as St. Bernard takes on Daniel Hand. And finally, ECC rivals New London and NFA see if they can top last season's buzzer-beating drama. It's the Day Holiday Classic, Monday, December 19th at Mohegan Sun Arena, and streaming live on Game Day.
So as Prince Tech's Carlos Bakari walks off the field with the help of some teammates, he seems to be getting off okay, though. We will resume play here in the third period, 48-0, Thames River on top. And what is a beautiful night here with a nice crowd, and they're very excited. And again, the score of the game means far less than the event itself, which is the opening and the debuting of this beautiful complex here at Grasso Tech.
Awesome facility, definitely. I mean, just driving up the hill and seeing how it's changed from when I used to come up here as a substitute teacher, I was like completely lost, but at the same time amazed on just the architecture, just the dedication that they've made this area to be. And, it's just productive to have good student athletes here now being able to play the game of football. Who would have thought, brother? Grasso Tech, when we played, never had football,
First down for Thames River. Handoff off left tackle for a gain of 4 on first down. Goes to Ricky Thompson.
I get excited seeing the younger guys coming in to play, especially on an inaugural game like this, to have this experience, and then to gain it. And down the road, I know they probably have a JV game tomorrow, and they're going to be excited to play that too.
Second down, ball on the 42-yard line. Little motion. Low. Handoff to Kelvin Paulino Familia. And he'll gain 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Tackle was made by Tramiel Pierce. He just went in there, filled, and wrapped up pretty good. That was a great play by the young man.
I like the last name, Paulino Familia.
Yeah, there's some great names here in this list today, Coach. What do you think? What's your best one? You said Wellington.
Well, he goes by Ricky, though. So I
goes
know.
by Ricky?
the name of that I like is both on Prince Tech. I like Early Collie and Andre Sith, because I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and those of you who know what I'm talking about when I did it like that. Handoff again to Familia, and a great job tackle made in the backfield. Coming up was Damarian Wilson. And
right.
Wilson with a tackle. That's a freshman coming in, and big loss on the play. It'll bring up 4th and 12. So well done, Prince Tech defense, holding tight here. Gotta love the kids coming in and getting an opportunity to play and making do.
Yeah, they're going in there and they're playing very hard. That was a good read. He played outside, contained him, and wrapped him up. Tackle for a loss. Those things right there are going to be helpful for coaches to have kids fill in.
Again, a punt. Blue will be back deep to receive the punt for Prince Tech. Stands at his own 25-yard line. And the punter for Thames River is David Klang, the defensive lineman. So they have the unique distinction of both their place kicker and their punter being linemen.
I think they got a timeout here on the field.
I'm going to take a timeout to talk it over. I don't know if Klang is the normal punter, but he's getting an opportunity here with 7:41 remaining in the third period. So as we are heading in, we've got the season's underway in all of the fall sports. We saw the cross-country championships last night. Soccer, boys and girls, and field hockey coming to a head. We'll be doing those championship games as well. Of course, volleyball. We had the great volleyball invitational at Mohegan Sun, and a chance to see some of the great local volleyball teams. Griswold, the outstanding girls volleyball team at Griswold. And we're going to be bringing them all together. We're going to be bringing volleyball and field hockey and girls soccer and boys soccer. We'll even be at swimming.
Yes, I heard about that.
We'll do a little bit of everything. Klang is not the usual punter. And this time he's going to run with it and punt it, and he bangs a good one. And it takes a great bounce for Thames River inside the 10 all the way to the 5-yard line. So
smart move by him. He actually tried to get the team to come up a little bit, but he scrum kicked it, which allowed the ball to roll down the field. And with turf, you don't really want to, just kick it high and go across the other side. He got a good bounce and forced him inside the 10.
Gave his team a chance to cover the punt because I don't think he felt like he was going to get a lot of hang time, so he went with a direct punt.
Now, I asked PA announcer Bill Donovan if Klang was the usual punter, and it took him a second because he hasn't seen them punt in 2 games.
That's a really great point. Their scores over the last 3 games, 44, 56, and 61-0. So, yeah, they have probably not had many opportunities where they needed to punt the football.
One thing, though, you still have to practice it every day. It's like a vitamin. You never know what's going to happen, and that's a good situation where it was a tactical kind of punt formation to force that ball inside.
Rodriguez back at quarterback, high snap, and he's brought down. Pursuit from Anthony Santacroce, and a nice job by Santacroce after a gain of 2 by Rodriguez, and that's a really nice job of the quarterback handling that high snap and getting some positive yardage.
Yeah. I'm watching the front line here. It's just amazing. They're a pretty good team. You know, Coach Hunton, I talked to him during the week. Coach Slade, you know, they're very animated, energetic, and they were really proud to see how these young linemen developed throughout the off season and coming into the season.
2nd down and 8. Rodriguez to throw. Bubble screen, incomplete. And now bring it 3rd down. Clock running with 5:40 and counting here in the 3rd period. 48-0, Thames River on top.
Not taking anything away from Prince Tech. The coach is calling some plays that really can work on the perimeter. They're just not executing, making the catches that they need, and also breaking down the line. But you know, they're not giving up. They're going out there, calling the plays, and trying to do the best they can.
The problem that I think Thames River's going to have is the next 4 weeks are really not competitive football games.
Yeah.
And that's going to be difficult for them to stay sharp because they're essentially going to be in these situations repeatedly over the next few weeks.
Yeah, you don't want to have to play where you could put the JV team so early. Oh.
Another screen pass, this time incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down and 9, and we'll see if Garcia comes in to punt or whether they take another safety. They did that previously down in this area.
Yeah, Casey, I'll tell you one thing about having teams like that, games like that, is that if you have this kind of constant, I'm going to play for a quarter, whatever like that, get it done, and then you replace them with a younger team, yeah, it's productive. Tonight, it's a great night for it. But when you're facing teams that you're going to face down the road in the playoffs, and they're in the double M's, you know, there's some good teams over there. They can, you know, this can backfire against them. So I hope, you know, coaches can continue to work on, you know, playing and practicing in this high pace so that when they face a team like that and the scores are close, that they could stay competitive and not break down.
Well, this Thames River team is going to be used in double M as a argument, one direction or the other,
right,
towards the idea that tech schools should have their own division,
right,
and their own championship, and where schools of choice belong. It's an ongoing disagreement that is not easily solved. 4th down, the punt is off from Garcia, taken by Velez with a fair catch at the 35-yard line. So, you know, it's been a real difficult time for the CIAC in both football and basketball to sort teams that are not from the the public school conferences, right? So we have what it used to be an easy idea of what a school of choice is. It's really not. I mean, everybody has some kids coming in from other places, and it kind of skews the old standards of enrollment. And so a lot of people have said tech schools should probably have their own championship. 1st down, handoff. Handoff goes to Jeremiah Rivas. That's JJ. JJ Rivas with the carry. And, so what's going to happen is Thames River could very well be undefeated. Yeah. Right now, we're going to check the double M standings.
We were talking about today, if they played round 1, they would probably play Killingly, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so Thames River sits in 4th, Killingly in 5th, and you got Northwest, another cooperative with some tech schools, sitting at number 1.
Imagine that.
And so what ends up happening, you've got Massac, Fitch, Windsor, all good quality teams with 2 losses on the outside looking in right now.
Right.
And I don't think there's anybody that thinks as good as Thames River is, right? I don't know that Matt, that's a tough slot for them, Killingly and them in the 1st round. But that they're going to be used as a measuring stick for that, because there's a team they're going to go maybe undefeated, unchallenged,
right,
as a wrecking ball, and then slot in against maybe a team like Killingly. And that's going to show you really where they belong. It's going to be a tough matchup for them to face Killingly after a schedule like this. 3rd down, direct snap, and a nice run by Lowe as he goes down towards the 1st down marker. Let's see where they mark him. Good run from Brian Lowe, and they'll move the chains. 1st down, Crusaders.
I had that experience when I was coaching up at Ledyard, where we were facing in the 1st round Cheney Tech, and when Coach Bunacore had his plan and everything like that, we were so excited to see that our team was very competitive. We had a couple losses, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it was just tough to sit back and think and plan that we were going to have an easy game. We dominated that game just because of the competitiveness that we had playing some good teams, in our league at the time. So, it's tough because I do love the way that they're trying to make the tech programs become competitive. I think Grasso Tech has a beautiful region where they can do that. But there's, we have to see down the road where it's going to go. I think they're showing tonight that they're a very good team. They're a very good club right now, playing a game of football.
2nd and 10, under a minute here remaining in the third period. Lowe going to keep it himself, head straight up the middle, and he'll be wrestled to the ground at the 20-yard line. Years ago there was a Catholic school championship.
Yeah.
That's the Catholic schools have their own championship, and there's been some clamoring that maybe the Tech schools should have their own championship. I don't have an answer. I just know that it's an impossible task to sort, and I kind of feel like that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you play who you play, and you do who you do. Third and 5. Lowe gets the snap, gonna throw. Zips it. Wow. Lowe's got a rocket of an arm.
Did you see that? He fired it like Brett Favre right there. By the time the receiver turned around, it went right by his shoulder, and it was like, wow.
And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. 48-0, Thames River on top. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. After the game, we're going to find us on social media at Game Day CT for our interview with the Foxwoods player of the game. Summer isn't over at Foxwoods. Summer's never over at Foxwoods. For more details about all the entertainment you can find at Foxwoods, go to foxwoods.com. Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.
Game Day is calling all fans, players, parents, coaches. We want your best plays. Send us a video on any of our social media platforms of any sport, practice, or game, and we will consider it for our plays of the week.
All right, we're going to get ready to start the fourth period. 48-0, Thames River on top. They have the football, and they'll be facing a 4th and 5. So it'll be interesting to see whether they want to send Jamison back out to try another field goal, or whether or not they are going to run this play on 4th down. So So 4th down here to start the 4th period. We were talking, there's almost no way Thames River doesn't make the postseason.
Yeah.
They're going to roll into the Quinnebog game as an undefeated team. Quinnebog might roll in as a one-loss team. And what's going to be fascinating about that is that it's potentially both teams could be in a position to take playoff spots, and that is going to aggravate the Massacks of the world to no end.
Yeah. And it's a big division there, too. It's got a lot of quality team programs that are only like 2 losses that could sit back and go into the playoffs and play. So,
ball, loose, fumble, picked up. Prince Tech rushing down the sideline.
He's running, he's going.
The 40, the 30, and wrestled down at the 20-yard line. Big play for Prince Tech. Daniel Rodriguez scooped up the fumble, and for a fleeting moment,
he was on his way like, was it tractor trailer? Oh my God!
That was a lineman versus lineman challenge there.
There you go. If he would have kept his form and not worry about who's coming behind him, I think he would have made it. But he was so scared. He's like, first of all, he was shocked he had the ball. Then he starts running, pulling that Forrest Gump speed right across the sideline, and he gets wrapped up in tackle. But that's a great, great job, just to do that play right there for Prince Tech, that young man. He'll be excited to talk about something on the way home.
What I think is great is that what people don't realize is that if you were to look at me and say that I was a health and conditioning coach, similarly, people are going to look at you and go, he coaches track?
He coaches track, yeah.
He coaches what?
And his name is a food.
He carb loads with himself before he coaches track. But you're right. The lineman form started to break down after about 20 yards.
Oh, he had the best 10 yards I've ever seen after that. Ooh.
Screen pass goes out to Jaheim Franklin. Franklin will be wrestled out at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 4.
Great pursuit by Thames. They read that right there real quick.
Cunningham that time on the tackle for Thames River.
These kids are trying to, Thames River is trying to keep that goose egg there going. And it's something that's traditionally with defensive coordinators and coaches and players, it's a great, accolade to have when you can really stop an offense, again, this is a competition right now that we see the differences, but, Thames Valley has a sense of pride right now. They want to hold that 0 on their side.
So 2nd and 15. Prince Tech's still having fun, by the way. That time, Gisele Torres just did the fire hydrant hop over one of his teammates, jumped in and frog hopped him.
Yeah.
Just having a good time.
These kids are playing hard. I got to give them props for what they're doing.
Rodriguez rolls right, tosses it in the flat to Blue. Blue gets back to the line of scrimmage. No more. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Rodriguez to Antoine Blue. Complete.
Crowd starting to thin out here as we're 48-0 in the 4th period. But as usual, you want to find us on social media after the game at Game Day CT for our interview with the Foxwoods player of the game. At the center of it all, Foxwoods Resort and Casino. Upcoming events include the Beach Boys, featuring the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra, November 26th. Tickets are on sale now. For more details, visit foxwoods.com/entertainment. Only at Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all. So
at the Florida Keys, that's the one in Kokomo, right?
There's a place called Kokomo.
There you go. That's
wide
wide open.
Where we wanna go. Rodriguez chased out of bounds on 3rd down, and that's what he was going to get away from it all.
Down to Kokomo. Yeah. A lot of heart for this young man. He is running all over the place today, and he still gets in there, and he's got that energy. He's calling the huddle, getting these kids motivated to go to the next play.
4th and 17, 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the ball game.
They're going for it, brother.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, right? Yeah, look at that. They're supporting one another, and that's the great thing about football, that when you're playing a team and you're having a hard time trying to get points there, just the camaraderie, that relationship that builds up. Down the road, you could talk about this game maybe in a different level. You know how we do. Now that I go back in time, I sit back and exaggerate so much of my perfect blocks that I had for those guys. But, this is a good thing that this program is working on.
4th and 20. After this play, we'll get you some of the out-of-town scores. In the flat, it goes and wrapped up immediately. Torres. And it'll be turnover on downs. The ball will head over to Thames River. So let's check the out-of-town scoreboard.
So Killingly up 34-0 over Brantford.
That is a rebound special right there.
Wow.
By the way,
job, Coach.
What do you think the week of practice was like with Chad Neal and Killingly after that loss?
They got a steep hill over there, you know?
They ran
They've been doing a lot of hills. Great job by Coach Neal and the coaching staff to regroup and focus and to play a good quality team like that. That's all. Great job for them.
We got Woodstock 36, Montville 6. That's in the 3rd quarter. We got Waterford at halftime, leading Griswold 21-14.
All right. I love that kid, Nate. Great kid.
And then the one game we've got sitting out there is Wyndham in New London. We'll get that score to you as soon as we can effort it.
Latest update is 30 minutes ago at halftime, Wyndham had a 28-20 lead.
Ooh, it's a close game.
Well, that's what we mean. Those of you out there in the Twitterverse, get there and get that Wyndham score updated so we know what's going on with Wyndham in New London.
Keep us posted. We're right over on the other side of the bridge.
Handoff Cunningham.
Great wrap-up right there. Good job.
I want to make another point here. We got 6 minutes remaining in the ballgame. How many flags have we seen in this one?
Not too much. Not too much. I think the only flags that have been really working all day was on the goalpost with the wind. I mean, they were flying around. But it's settled now, so it seems like, it's even weather. Okay, that kicking game was showing us a big difference here. I mean, imagine now in November, we're getting into a playoff mode and it's windy. Oh.
Handoff, out low, up the field, breaks a tackle. There comes a flag right on cue because I said something.
You called it. You called it.
Has Outlow crossed midfield. Yeah. We're going to get a hold against Thames River. That'll back that up. How come it doesn't work like this? You know what I've never noticed? I've never noticed a bag of money dropping from the ceiling.
Or the play four. You give it the play four.
That never. But as soon as you say a guy's a good free throw shooter, he misses two. And as soon as you say there's no penalties, we get a flag.
Oh, my goodness.
So they'll battle back Thames River up. They do have the starters back in the ball game here for this final, what I think is going to be their final drive of the game. So that means Philistin back at quarterback, Outlow back at running back, Cunningham as well.
I just hope that the games continue to be competitive for them so they can stay out there for at least 3 quarters to play it and, keep on building this offensive scheme. It's a good offense that they're running.
Big here, out low, gets a Brock on the outside, puts his head down and rumbles forward. Gets back the penalty yardage and more, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Ball will be up at the 45-yard line.
Kudos tonight to that offensive line. I mean, I've seen a lot of blocks that you might not see out there sometimes because when the running backs get to the second level, you don't see completion of blocks like that. They did a great job tonight. The defensive line did the same thing. They really maintained that line of scrimmage and, dominated both sides of the ball. So kudos to those big dogs. I hope that they have steaks ready to eat and get some carbs in there. What do you think? A little marinara?
I'd have a steak and I'd have a bowl of pasta the size of a manhole cover.
That's what I'm talking about. I was going to say a KFC bucket, but I'm good with that now.
Direct snap goes Cunningham now with the handoff, breaks a tackle, first down, crosses the 45 of Prince Tech down to the 41-yard line. So Seth Cunningham with a big run, and that moves the chains, and it'll be 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the ballgame. First down, Crusaders. Ball marked at the 41-yard line.
There's a big difference from last week's game where the weather did drop a little bit more. This wind coming and hitting my face right now is giving me the chills, brother.
I had more calisthenics getting here, though. I had to walk down a hill, up a hill, upstairs. I don't know if getting back.
At the end of the game, you're going to walk a half mile.
I need a golf cart.
I lucked out. I'm going down the steps. I'm good to go.
Big hole, out low to the outside, cuts it back inside, puts his helmet down, and he is going to race to the end zone. Hits one more guy at the goal line. Touchdown, Ryan Outlaw. That was an angry run right there by Outlaw.
Very physical run as he got out there. Once he got out to the perimeter, it was all him there, chugging down with that speed and, man, finishing off running over that defender. Boy, that was a good run there.
54-0. Thames River goes on top, and that was a run of purpose by Ryan Outlaw. He looked for both guys that he made contact with. He did not. He could have been untouched on that run.
Yeah.
He chose to seek contact.
Well, that edge play by the tackle and the guard working to the perimeter, that was pretty good. They got that sealed real quick, and then from there, it was all him.
3 minutes even remaining in the ball game. 54-0.
Guess they're missing the kicking tee. This is one thing that I got to tell you, Case, that a lot of people don't know. There's a specific holder for the kicking tee in every game. And that kid's going to get ripped up because the kicking tee ain't out there.
You had one job.
One job. You hold that kicking tee. And then there's a young man that runs and gets the football after the kick so that we know who's assigned to what. So right now, Coach,
all right, this is where Peter Wappy loves me, because of the free flow of my mind.
There you go.
The running back for Thames River, Seth Cunningham.
Yep.
Richie Cunningham was his character that became a basketball star in Happy Days. Yep. His teammate, Ralph Mouth, was once sitting on the sidelines when the coach finally put him in the ballgame. Yep. And when Mouth took off the uniform, that was it. He had his clothes on under the uniform. He had his clothes on under the sweats.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's how Richie gets in the game to hit the game-winning shot.
That's right.
I think we have the game ending here after that score.
Yeah.
The officials are leaving the field. I think that was the final play we're going to see. So they're going to let the clock run out with 2:05 remaining. This thing's going to end at 54-0. And we are going to, of course, be down on the field afterwards. So you're going to join us on our social media sites at Game Day CT. You're going to want to find all of the player of the game, Foxwoods player of the game, interview with the coach, all here afterwards. 54-0. Thames River debuts with a big win over Prince Tech. For the coach, I am Casey O'Neill. Good night, everybody.
Good night, bro.